I mean, both the healthcare costs as well as people to take care of them. And so I would just say, and I know you're both scientists, some of the others testifying may not be, but there needs to be a better way that we can do this. You've made some gains, but please don't try and fool us. Please don't try and tell us the king has clothes on, because the king doesn't.
Yep.
Senator, I'd just like to clarify. I think what we're trying to say, or what I'm trying to say, is within the context of the total diet, there's room for these calories. There's, of course, other calories needed in the form of protein, fat, carbohydrate. They're all calories that count towards.
And we disagree when a can of Coke has 10 teaspoons of sugar and a can of Pepsi has 17 teaspoons of sugar, just to pick out two. And adults are drinking multiple cans, and small children are drinking 41%, at least one can a day. Something is wrong. And that's what I am saying, that it's a real problem. I'm trying to be very careful with my words here today. But it is ludicrous to tell us that all calories are equal and that there's no link between sugar-sweetened soda pop and obesity and diabetes. I represent not only San Jose, but also Gilroy, which has one of the highest childhood rates of obesity in the state. And I understand the facts. Those are facts. And you have some responsibility in this, which I don't really hear you saying. And because I do have to catch a plane, I will stop talking. But please be mindful of what we're really saying, because we really care. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Senator Alquist, before she leaves.
Thank you, Senator Padilla.
For her partnership in this hearing, as well as the work that will emanate from it. Again, the question I've asked all the panels, what other suggestions, recommendations you may have for policy, for potential legislation?
As I suggested earlier, Senator, I'm a big fan of education. And I'm a big fan of nutrition education in schools. I'm a big fan of physical education in schools. And so if there's a policy that I would like to see, not just in California, but nationwide, is a policy that would implement a nutrition education curriculum in schools so that students, before they leave the 8th grade, know how to read a food label, understand how many calories they can have, and be encouraged to find forms of physical activity that they enjoy and will keep on enjoying into adulthood. So that's a kind of policy that I think would be effective, and I think it would help go a long way in educating our population, who can then make the choices that we hope that they make.
Anything else?
Senator, I just want to clarify one point towards one of your earlier questions, and that is currently on these products, we do have for this container the servings per, or the calories per serving size of the 8 ounces, as well as the calories per the container here. So I just wanted to clarify that point for you. And as far as what we should be doing going forward, as far as legislature, I'm a scientist. But what I will say is what I think we need to do really is work as partners. I think it's more critical now than ever before, really, in partnership with industry and all stakeholders, with government and consumers. And I know Coca-Cola is committed to a number of different initiatives towards addressing this issue, this complex issue that we really need to address on a number of different levels and ways.
I couldn't agree more. We do need to work in partnership. Government can't do it alone. And I know many of your colleagues within both, well, Coca-Cola and some of the other companies have reached out to my office in that spirit of working together to be a little bit more proactive, to be a little bit more comprehensive. And I'm sure there's a lot of ideas out there, which is why I keep asking the question to every single panel, what do you think, what do you think, what do you think? But also recognizing just the infrastructure that it takes to have not just the Cokes and the Pepsis, but all your product line, from the point of manufacturing, through distribution, to the store shelves, to people's homes. That's not easily replicated. And if we're going to move people towards a healthier diet, more balanced options, we can't do it without your participation. So there's a clear role for your companies to play, which is why when we keep hearing over and over again, nothing much more than, well, calories are calories. Recognize how disappointed we are in that. So with that, thank you both for your testimony. We're running a little bit behind schedule, so let's bring up the next panel. Thank you both. Panel number 4, to focus on the marketing of sugar-sweetened beverages and its impact, Dr. Dale Kunkel, Katie Woodruff, and Neil Baer.
Harold, did Neil make it?
Go ahead.
Well, thank you for your interest and compliments to Senator Padilla and Senator Flores on their stamina. The prior panel had some discussion about the industry's interest in conveying information to consumers. I'm here to share what we know about the information, if you want to call it that the industry shares with children. My name is Dale Kunkel. I was the senior author of the American Psychological Association's report on advertising to children, which concluded that children are uniquely vulnerable to commercial persuasion and deserve special protections in this area. More recently, I served as a member of the National Academy of Sciences Committee that conducted a congressionally mandated study to determine whether advertising of highly sugared foods and beverages contributes to childhood obesity. Let me quote for you our final conclusion. Food and beverage marketing practices geared to children and youth are out of balance with healthful diets and contribute to an environment that puts their health at risk. In my remarks here today, I'm going to briefly summarize some of the key findings from each of these two reports. Because children lack the cognitive skills and abilities of adults, they don't comprehend commercial messages in the same way as adults. For example, children don't begin to recognize the persuasive intent that necessarily underlies all commercial messages until at least age 8. As a result, children place increased trust in advertising, and they're therefore more susceptible to advertising and effects than are adults. And this conclusion has led to the adoption of many regulatory policies to protect children from commercial persuasion. In the United States, for example, the FCC restricts the amount of advertising during children's television programs, and it prohibits the use of program characters who might appear in any ads during a character's show. In the United